What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the. Today we got something special. We're gonna do a review for Power Rangers. So right off the bat, what do you guys think?
On a scale of 1 to 10.
I'm gonna say
No pressure.
an 8.3.
What?
That's
What?
and the only reason why is because the second time I watched it, I did see some things that were kind of but you know, it never killed the movie for me, and an 8.3 is a solid ass score, you know, and I just, we'll talk about it in a second. What about you? Or what about you?
I gave it an 8.5 to 9.
8.5.
Man. 8.5 just because I can't give it a 9 because I'll get a lot of shit for it. But I gave it an 8.5. It was a pretty good movie, man.
It was a bad movie.
And just I'm gonna play devil's advocate. 7.5.
Of course, because it's not Marvel. Of course. Any Marvel movie.
It's not. You know. But no, I thought it was a good movie. It was watchable. Like
it wasn't amazing enough.
It wasn't amazing enough, but I
But
thought
it was
like,
pretty damn good.
I really connected with it though, because like it was like nostalgia, like a mother. You know, like, big time.
Yeah. That's what it was mostly was. It was just nostalgia in the big screen and stuff.
I think it was just an overall good movie.
It was good,
was like
man.
it was entertaining. It was like you didn't have to know anything.
Yeah.
Like honestly, you could have restarted over, and it was just interesting to watch. It was funny. It was, I don't know, it was just good.
All right, so before we continue, we are going to be verging on spoiler territory. So if you have not seen the movie, exit the video now. Spoilers. All right. All right. So
What
let's
about
get
your favorite. The reason why you liked it, or the reason why you gave it a 7.5.
So right off the bat,
Not anything bad yet.
cinematography. That's it. That was my only problem. Like the opening scene when Jason's driving the car and the camera's doing like this 360 shit. Dude, I felt like I was gonna puke.
You know what? Disney
straight
the morphine
up.
sequence, the morphine when they were going around, I was like,
Dude, and I'm like, what the hell is going on with this damn camera?
It felt like you were in it with them.
Hell,
You
and then
connected
it
to
didn't
it.
help.
feel
So
like
like,
you were in there though. It did feel like you were in there. You
I
can't.
don't know,
You can't
dude.
deny. You felt sick. He was
I didn't.
like,
Yeah, I didn't like that. And then it was just back as the camera was just like,
Well, how?
Yeah.
it's showing the back, and then it's
Let me
showing.
ask you a question. How do you feel about roller coasters?
I mean, I don't like roller coasters.
And there you go. There you go.
I
There
mean,
you
but,
go.
like,
It's
there's-
realistic, man.
There's
Well-
other ways to film a car chase scene. Fucking
Yeah,
Fast
yeah.
and the Furious movies do it perfectly.
Yeah, but
Well, I guess
I just
no,
felt like that
understand-
was over the top.
I understand where you're coming from, but I understand how what Dean Israelite was trying to get to us. You know,
Yeah.
just be in the movie,
It was
connect
unique.
towards what's happening,
You
and
were in that
you
thrill.
feeling dizzy was like the Red Ranger going through all those fucking turns. I
Yeah.
don't know how
You
hard
felt
he hit
like
that
you
fucking
were
car
fucking-
to flip over that many times.
yeah.
But yeah, like I said, cinematography and then like the dialogue wasn't that great, honestly. Like I'm not gonna lie, it was kind of there's some cheesy scenes and some of it like it was just it's kind of like slow paced. But that's the only reason I gave 7.5. Honestly, I thought the movie was good. It's just it was really slow when it started, like really slow pacing. But the last 30 minutes were freaking amazing. Like it was like the last 30 minutes was literally just watching like a Saturday morning episode. It was fucking awesome.
That was like the good part.
What
Yeah.
about you?
Me, what?
Yeah, why an 8.7? I mean, you talked about it a little bit. 8.5.
Hey,
8.5.
I'd give it an
Hey,
8.7.
calm down. He said 8.5. I didn't say-
I give it an 8.7.
Why
I
an
didn't give it-
8.5?
Because if I give it like a 10 or a 9, people will be like, dude, this is really. But no, honestly, the reason why it's just that there was like certain missing pieces that I would have really wanted to that weren't there, and it was just small things, just tiny details that I guess we can get into it, like the worst moments. You know what I mean? So it's just the little key features that were missing about yourself.
There were some like you know, there was some parts where I would have loved to see, you know, like the morphine sequence. I mean, they did show us the morphine sequence, but not the Tyrannosaurus, you know. Something I wanted something similar to, you know, like, or you know, he did say it's morphin time. Another once, you
But
know,
they only
another
morph
part.
once.
Yeah, another part what I would like to see is maybe them morphing one time before the last time.
Yeah.
You know, just somewhere in the middle, stuck a little, you know, 2-minute scene where they're just fighting, or you know, something like that.
I think.
But I do get it. I understand why they did it. I can forgive it. So the reason why I give it an 8.5. I mean, other than that, I like the cinematic. You know, the way they shot the scenes. My favorite scene was when they jump into the water.
Yeah.
You know, they play that song, and you just like, damn.
Yeah, when they're sort of like they're finding the shit for the first time and
Yeah.
stuff like that.
it's definitely different. As in, like in Power Rangers, the series, I'm gonna say cartoon. It was an everyday kind of sort of event. Like every other day, they'd have to fight here, and here it's more of like kind of like the Avengers, where
it's
come
just like
together.
a mega event.
And the reason why I'm saying that is because at the end, the Red Ranger puts up the sword.
Yeah.
Like, hey, I'm gonna like quit my shit for a while until you need me again.
Yeah.
And it's very different from the show, but I guess that adds to the fact that it is a movie and not an everyday thing. But going back to you saying that you would have wanted them, like I think it would have been badass them morphing and be like, Power Rangers, we need you, and then they go off, and that's where it cuts off, and that would have been fucking sick.
Oh,
right?
like an end credits. Yeah.
Like no, not an end credit scene.
Towards the end of the
Towards
movie.
the end, like
just how it ends.
like Rangers, we need you, and then it cuts
that
off.
would have been badass.
It cuts off, and then boom, and then roll credits, and then fucking end credit scene.
Yeah. So, yeah, I felt like that was the only problem. Was like it was cheesy, but they didn't commit to like the cheesy parts of the show that made it badass.
It was.
I thought it was perfect. And a lot of people are like, oh.
No,
well,
but what I mean is like the show's cheesy. Like we know it's cheesy, and I'm not saying cheesy like in a bad way. Like I'm just saying like that's just the way that was like the way the show was. It was pitched for kids and stuff like that. So when you're making a movie about a show that's like that, I feel like you need to commit. Don't just take certain aspects. Like I feel like the movie would have been 10 times better if we would have had the morphing sequences. Those close-ups, like morphin time. Tyrannosaurus or like Billy saying what is it, the Triceratops, and just having that actual visualization would have been freaking like it would have been badass.
Going to that, where I was talking about missing features was the morphing sequence, like not having a morpher at all was like a big thing for me. Like you grew up wanting morphers.
There's a toy. They took out a toy.
They brought it, and they wear it. They have it.
Yeah,
on
they
them,
have it.
But they don't morph. They don't like do some like kind of cool stuff. But maybe it is more cheesy nowadays. Maybe that is more cheesy now. Yeah. Pulling it up and going like this, and you transform.
And I think that's their downfall though. Like they saw it as like, no, we can't have that. They need that. I feel like they need it.
And then another one was the Megazords combining. We talked about this before we started the video. Us here was just. In the movie they just kind of fell, and then you could see like their bonding and stuff back on there, but you can't see how they're bonding.
You didn't see no like Transformers level
you
detail.
You just see fucking Optimus Prime come out.
Well, you see a little bit. You see a little bit of
Yeah, you saw the contact.
It's like clamps, and that's about it.
But it would have been like badass if they showed like
the actual transformation, stuff like
some
that.
Little like
and then fucking the Pink Ranger coming.
The little smoke like.
Yeah, the smoke.
That would
just like the pterodactyl slowing down.
Or just like, and then they get up, and then there's like a Michael Bay explosion.
Yeah.
Like there was in the fucking movies, in the show. And so it was just those things that were kind of just missing. That I guess a lot of people who would have just, like I said, you don't have to know anything about the show, and you would have gone and you would have seen it. It would have been a badass movie.
Yeah.
And you wouldn't have mind that, But to those like fans, those were just being extra picky, I guess.
So,
but none of that killed the movie for me. It was a pilot. It was the pilot episode of Power Rangers.
Yeah.
Just like 2 hours long. That was it.
It was
2 hours long.
It was really good.
An Easter egg that you saw?
Easter eggs.
Just one?
Krispy Kreme?
Yeah, like Krispy Kreme. Honestly, like, I don't know if you guys watched our previous video where we had like the theories on for Power Rangers.
You better watch.
Everything in that video we called is in the fucking movie. Guaranteed. I'm telling you, we called it spot on. Just the whole Rita being the Green Ranger. The end credit scene, which we even called the exact scene. We called the exact scene. Tommy Oliver, they're calling the roll call, and obviously he's not gonna be there because where he's at with Rita and shit like that.
But he's not there because he hasn't been casted yet.
Yeah. Well, that's the real reason, but like the lore is that Rita's currently like recruiting his ass or some shit.
Probably.
She's coming back. Like without a doubt. I don't know.
An Easter egg that you saw?
Easter egg that I saw. Not that I remember, honestly. Not that I can think of one. I thought that the command center that was an original show kind of looked like the area where the fucking mastodon came out of.
Yeah.
It kind of resembled that original like landmark area, and that was pretty cool. Other than that, that's like the only thing that I can possibly think about.
The one we were talking about earlier, right? But the one that I found the funniest, and it's just when Rita gets bitch slapped all the way to the moon. I thought it was pretty cool.
Was...
I screamed like a little girl in the theater. I was like, "Oh, the fucking moon! The fucking moon!"
Oh,
right?
Yeah.
So you know that. I mean, that's one of the Easter eggs that I thought I probably enjoyed the most.
I thought you were
besides the Power Rangers where the swords come out. You know.
I thought you were going towards the Team Rocket kind of.
But yeah, overall, I guess just it was a good movie. Do you have a favorite scene? You guys have a favorite scene?
Alright, well, you go first.
Honestly, I think the best scene in the whole movie was when the Rangers they weren't able to morph and Zordon's kind of like pissed off and shit, and they kind of go off on their own and they go after Rita, and then Rita like kicks their ass. I thought that was a badass scene. She's like doing all this crazy shit with the staff and crap like that.
Okay, go. Are you done?
Yeah, I'm done.
Okay, because I got something to say. Besides,
yeah.
Okay. Before I go into my favorite scene, Rita, Elizabeth Banks was badass. Yeah. She was a completely badass villain. Like, she was like, this movie was like, I would almost say creepy. Like in her scenes where she came out, she was, or when she was killing the homeless man.
Yeah.
Too, she was just like.
It was scary.
It looked like she was like feeding on them.
Honestly, I haven't seen anybody like this in any other movie.
Nah.
Yeah.
And I think that was really good. She did a good job. I think that she's like undercredited. She was badass.
Yeah,
she was badass.
She brought new
a lot of
life
people
to
they complain
Rita.
about her.
And I thought it was really cool how she was technically. I'll go into my favorite scene saying that my favorite scene was them walking out, like when they're all walking out. But I had seen that in the trailer. In the movie, I think like her transformation coming out was pretty badass, you know, because she was a full ranger, but she was like battle damage, so like her transformation was like how we called it, was battle damage, and I thought that was so cool, and I think that that's something that we didn't have in the show that I appreciate that in the movie. That was badass.
Yeah, I think because in the show you really don't get background.
Rita was like,
she was just some crazy.
She
bitch.
was almost
in
annoying.
a dumpster. In a dumpster.
Yeah.
She was just annoying, and here she was just a bad. Like I was like, dude.
Like here, like you felt that kind of danger, like you know, in the show, like oh, freaking Rita, the Rangers are gonna kick her ass. Here, you actually felt, you know, that scene where she kills Billy, and you're like, oh shit, she just straight up like just killed him like nothing.
I don't know if she says it, but I think she said it in the trailer. She was like, Rangers come to die. You know, she talked something about the Rangers coming to die.
You know, well, like that she's killed Rangers before.
And
like,
it was
she didn't even say that in the movie.
Yeah, no, she did. She tells it.
She tells Trini, "I've killed the Yellow Ranger before."
Yeah,
and
that's
I
what
like
I'm saying.
But she didn't say specifically, "I've killed Rangers before." They took that bitch out.
Yeah, well, she said, "I've killed the Yellow Ranger."
Yeah.
It was probably just an edited scene where they cut the yellow out.
It was pretty good though.
But it's like you feel like she can easily kill them. But she did it easily. Like she just took out Billy quick.
Whenever she's like, if you could morph, this would be a totally different conversation.
Then again, they're inexperienced, so
they're noobs.
We don't know how easily that she killed her former team.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm just like how quick, like she was just able to, like, you know,
without any
the danger's there. Like it's not something. It wasn't like she's just some like.
My only concern and question, obviously, it's kind of pointed at that the Rangers back then maybe didn't combine their regulars. You know, because she was like kind of surprised to see that.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that was because they didn't do it before, or because she didn't believe that they could do it. Because
she didn't know that they were trained.
Yeah, because she also said, "This doesn't last," then you know it.
Yeah.
You know, so she probably thought that this team was just like her old team who didn't like, you know.
Yeah.
So and fuck this one.
Yeah, and it was implied that Zordon wasn't a good leader.
Yeah.
He was sort of.
Well, he admitted himself. You know, he was like, "Hey, I was," you know, and. You know, that's natural, I guess, that for him, like in that situation, right, in this character. The only thing I didn't like was he did come off a little bit like an asshole to me, right?
He was just sort of like he came off as like that dick father figure, like the stepdad that you don't like screw you.
And so he had more like that's good because he had more of a persona.
Yeah.
But it was just not like he was in the floating head. That was usually like Rangers.
And then Alpha was pointless. He was not implemented as I thought he was.
Nah,
he was cool though.
He was cool.
He was cool. It wasn't. Because, like, in the show, like, Alpha's, like, he controls all these computers and everything, and he's always in communication with the Rangers.
And that's what I mean, like, that was missing, too, right? Like, hey, Rangers, use this.
Yeah, honestly, I feel like they should have had Billy create the communicators.
Well, he did in the original show.
Yeah, so I feel like they should have did it in the first. He should have had him created.
I feel like that's good for the second one, though.
Yeah,
it'll start off with saying, like,
I would say
the second movie, what I'm hoping is that they're already, like, it's experienced. They're already experienced.
Jason already has a communicator. It's in his leg, bro.
Well, no, Billy took it out. He switched the SIM card.
Hey, your favorite scene?
Well, I mean, I don't know. I enjoyed the whole movie, but I talked about it earlier. It's where they go into the water
Yeah.
And the music, dude, it's just like it just puts you in that moment where like, damn, that looks badass.
Yeah, just complete exploration.
But besides that, it's the swords. I
Is it
fucking
more-
love that scene with the swords.
Is it more that it's badass, or is it more that you wanted to be there?
Nah, I wanted to fucking be there. That scene was
Yeah,
beautiful.
That made you.
dude.
That
I
gave
don't
you
know.
that child, right?
Yeah.
That child,
That
that
scene
inner
was-
child that you were like, I want to be that guy.
That scene was, and even though towards the end, I don't know why they have to fight the putties in the water, right? Or how even they
Yeah.
found them. But that scene where they just
Fly
all
out,
hold hands
yeah.
and they fucking go. Man, dude, that shit was so
I
fucking
thought that
dope.
the CGI in there looked so good.
It
When
did.
Yeah,
the,
it
the
was
Ranger,
good
the Pink
CGI,
Ranger
yeah.
being in there was like fucking badass.
It did. They all looked fucking amazing.
What is? Okay, one concern that I had was that only the Red Ranger kind of used his weapon.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
Like
was.
Yeah,
they,
nobody
the
else did
Rangers,
use them.
the other ones didn't really. They didn't need it, right? Because the putties
Yeah,
were.
well, it would have been
angle
cool to
slam,
see like
fucking-
it would have been cool to see Kimberly like use her bow and arrow. Like, that would have been dope.
But
See, this is why I think that's why I like
it's
Billy
the,
so
it's the
much.
first movie, guys. Like I feel like this next one is gonna be completely different in terms of like, okay, they don't have to worry about the origin story anymore. So I feel like the next movie is literally just gonna start with their experience and shit. Like I feel like the opening scene is them already like in the Megazord fighting like some kind of enemy or something.
That'd be badass.
I'll be so mad if the Sneaker dies, bro. The mom, the Black Ranger.
Oh.
I'm so mad. Bro.
Oh well,
Well,
they,
she looked better.
They
She
didn't
looked
even
better.
say what she was sick from, so we don't like.
Still not here, so it can't be.
Yeah. So I mean, other than that, like I felt like the movie was good. It was
badass.
what
was
it
badass.
accomplished. What I think what it wanted to. It was just nostalgic, and I think like
And they're
people
gonna-
want to see a part two. Like
They
I
did.
didn't leave like, oh, it was stupid. Like I don't want to see part two.
It was good.
I
I can't
like-
wait to see Lord Zed. If he
They
does
are.
something.
Yeah.
There's no doubt that they're not making a sequel to it. They ranked up 40 million. in the first
Yeah.
opening
So they had a
weekend, so
great, like really big opening. So
They're
it's
gonna have it.
sequels coming, guys. Get ready.
Get excited.
But other than that, yeah. So
Go watch it if you haven't. Any of you watched this? We're not sorry because we advised them, right? We told them.
Yeah.
yeah,
Totally bitches.
we told you it's spoilers. We are sorry for spoiling in the theory zone. We didn't know we were gonna be that spot on.
Well, we didn't know.
Yeah, we didn't know we were gonna be that spot on.
It's not like we were telling you that was gonna happen.
Yeah.
We said what we thought was gonna happen. So.
But on average, I guess so. We all, I mean, with my 7.5 rating, it's pretty low, but it's on average about an 8.5.
A B minus.
So it's definitely worth seeing in the movies, guys. If you can, if you can see it like in a large format, go see it. Like the action sequences are badass, and we really recommend it. And looking forward to
Go
part
watch
2.
it, man. Go watch it. That's
Go
what I
comment,
Yeah, comment, subscribe.
like the video.
Yeah, we're
Share
really,
it.
Yeah, share it too.
thought. Share it.
We're really appreciating you guys that are commenting. We had some guy comment on the Logan video. I will be answering that comment. It's really in depth, and it really showed me that you like really paid attention to our video.
For real, man.
So I really do appreciate that. That was really cool.
Quick shout out to Pedronis for still letting us borrow his
Yeah.
microphone.
Yeah. But
Nah,
yeah.
Other than that, that's it, man.
All right. See
Peace
you guys
out.
next time.